Also with me on Skype, I do have Professor Prof Wedekind, who's from the Center of Researching Education and Labour at Wits University. A very good morning to you, Mr. Wedekind. Can you please just tell me what can we expect from the educational side? I have spoken to my guest in studio a lot about the fees must fall action happening on campuses, but what can we expect the President to touch upon when he talks about the fees must fall issue in South Africa?
Good morning, hi, and good morning to the viewers. The fees must fall is obviously going to be a dominant theme, but I think one of the hopes that I would have is that that doesn't dominate the entire discussion about education, because the crisis in education goes way beyond just the issue of fees must fall. That's been a very vocal and public concern, clearly, and it's a critical issue in relation to the university sector. But there are many challenges across the system that need to be addressed, and I hope that he would address the full spectrum of the education system and try and present some kind of a government vision for how they're going to address those.
And in terms of speaking to the students, do you think the President must indeed say to the students or give them some word of advice on to go back to their classes and how he will intervene and he will take care of their fees must fall issue?
Yes, I think that is what is needed, because it hasn't been well dealt with in the past 18 months in terms of having a government-wide response to the issue. It's tended to be something where a particular minister of higher training has been expected to deal with. But in fact, the concerns that students are raising go way beyond the portfolio of that minister. So it does require presidential level leadership to say, this is what Cabinet as a whole is doing, this is what we're doing across the board, this is how Treasury is going to be engaging with it. These are the plans in relation to infrastructure, in relation to science and research, to make sure that the whole university and science knowledge remains stable, and then obviously addresses students specific which are legitimate, but as I say, the only priority will be education.
And if we take a look at some promises that the President has made in the former State of the Nation address and seeing that that could actually not be delivered to the student, must we be careful, must the President be careful in actually giving a reasonable promise to the students and not making them expect more than can be given to them?
Absolutely, I think that's really critical. That has been one of the problems in the past, is that the messages from different parts of government haven't been consistent, and so the President has promised essentially what ministers at a lower level have not been able to deliver, because that's not either within their mandate or they haven't got the budget to deliver those sorts of things, and that's created false expectations. I think we need to be reasoned. There are some really important issues that have emerged through the protests that the students have raised that need to be addressed. But at the same time, we have to try and understand what is affordable within the South African context. And